Hey guys, Dynamite246 here. It's been a long time since I made a video like this, chalk it up for laziness, and not finding the right time for stuff like this. Right now, I feel like sprucing up my content a bit. For a while, the Sonic series has been defined by many things, one of them being the many forms Sonic has been through when the situation calls for it. Super Sonic, Darkspine Sonic, Excalibur Sonic, Werehog Sonic. Sonic has been through a few changes in a fight. There's no telling what Sonic will turn into when things get rough, and especially so in any fan-made content. Sonic almost always transforms in a tough fight. There are times when a content creator decides to do something different for the story they're making, and this is where we see Sonic go through transformations never seen in the games, or even any extended content. But this is fan-made stuff, so the quality may vary, which is why I'm going to show off a few fan-made forms from Sonic-related creations I saw. It's not everything, so there's a chance I'll make another one. For now, these are the ones I usually think of when I think of fan-made Sonic transformations. First appearing in Super Mario Bros. Z, Sonic would grab himself a fire flower and gain an explosive power. In SMBZ, Mario's power-ups tend to bring in a dramatic kind of flair. So Sonic not only can shoot fireballs like Mario in the games, but he can do just about everything with a fiery blaze. Fire tornadoes, fire bursts, you name it. Not just that, his fire spikes up like his super form, so you know this is a very powerful boost. Not as powerful as Super, I doubt, but it definitely turns the tables when things get too hot to handle. For a crossover story, I really like the concept of characters using power-ups from other franchises. It brings something new and interesting that we won't see in any canon stuff. Plus, we get to see interesting blends out of it. Like this form, for instance. Now I can't help thinking about what other Mario power-ups the Sonic cast could use, like Fire Knuckles, Ice Sonic, Cape Tails, or Tanuki Tails, giving him 3 tails. But I digress. In the animation Sonic Frenzy Shift, Fire Sonic also makes an appearance, although through different means. In this story, each emerald taps into different elements if concentrated hard enough. The process is called Chaos Shift. Sonic would learn this during his tough fights against Metal and Mecha Sonic, with the red giving him fire and the yellow one giving him Volt Sonic. This is self-explanatory. Sonic can do electric abilities, and powerful ones too. Despite its simplicity, I really like this idea. Also a shout out for Slash Sonic, which basically gives Sonic wind powers. This also predates Sonic Superstars for giving Sonic abilities from single emeralds. And I like this concept. Probably not happening for real, but it's close enough to canon that I accept it. Plus a cool quirk that's not another super form. Still couldn't save Tails or Amy though. I doubt I could talk about this kind of topic without these. Yes, it's obvious that Sonic's super form is often compared to the legendary Super Saiyan of Dragon Ball Z. So, for a while, we often see Sonic go further beyond, which is weird since the Chaos Emeralds only grants the super form, and that is often enough. With how already powerful the super form is, you'd think there is a need or use for a more over-the-top version of this form. Especially with forms like Hypersonic being a thing. However, it didn't stop content creators. Now, there's been like many versions of these forms. I'll focus on the Super Sonic X Universe version. Using the Soul Emeralds adding to the Chaos Emeralds, Sonic unlocks his extra golden locks. I suppose it's better than nothing. Of course, since they are ripping off Dragon Ball, they have to go even further beyond that. Getting tired of this joke yet. Sonic goes Super Sonic 4, or as they call it, Phase 4 Super Sonic. It's basically an amalgamation of every form Sonic has. You incorporates the elements of the Werehog, Excalibur, Darkspine, and even Hyper. I find that an interesting concept, but Phase 4, at least the Supersonic X universe variant, is a little busy. I mean, I get what the creator's trying to do, it just creates a cluttered mess. Not exactly ideal for a legitimate Sonic form. It does raise an idea of if Sonic can make a form out of every form he had. Although I guess these transformations shows us exactly what too much of a good thing can result. Hypersonic is the kind of form that, despite its official status, it's barely around and acknowledged. Just another one-and-done form, despite it being a true upgrade to the iconic Supersonic. Doesn't stop the fans from showing off the awesome power of Hypersonic. But the original form is a bit flashy for its own good, so nowadays the modern version is mostly just white fur and red eyes. Which technically makes it a fan version of it. Sega didn't make it, so it might as well be. But I'm here to talk about Sonic RPG. The story here is Sonic, Shadow, and Knuckles get stuck in another dimension where the Sapphire is basically that world's Master Emerald. Also, Knights is here. They also fight this guy Seal-Kadoo, a fused clone of Sonic and Shadow who mops the floor with them, even in their super forms. So, you know what happens next. Using the Sapphire, Sonic goes beyond Super.
It can't be. Hyper?
And he's rather different compared to the rainbow-colored form. Sure, it's white like the modern interpretation, although his aura and eyes are now bright blue. And being an RPG, he has many moves to play with. As powerful as it was, he still struggles with his opponent and needs Knuckles to bail him out. He still has tons of perks like speed blitzing attacks, and multicolored amps based on Knuckles and Mighty. Okay? It's interesting to see Hyper have this much variety of moves, since we barely have much in the classic games rather than his signature Hyper Flash move. So, despite sharing the name of the classic form, its appearance has a unique take that I felt like adding it here. And before anyone asks, I don't plan to hunt down other fan interpretations of the Hyper form, since they're usually just an upgraded super form with a few neat abilities sprinkled here or there. The Frontiers version of Hypersonic, though, that is something that could use its own video. Another consistent thing about Hyper is it's always treated as the ultimate transformation, with no equal or rival, which does give it a lot more of a grandiose air to it. Although, what if we ramp it up even more? What do we even get? I saved the best for last for this video. In Sonic's quest for power, Sonic would unlock his full potential with the Chaos Emeralds, with the help of Dr. Light from the Mega Man series. Somehow. Which gives him more evolved versions of Supersonic. And through the episodes, he would get a bit more unrestrained.
What is the matter? You want to cry?
orbs are shown, which I assume represent limiters, with each of them unlocking gives Sonic more explosive phases of Supersonic. Remind me of the Frontiers' new super form action. It all builds up when Sonic and his friends gets closer to Sigma from Mega Man X. Holy crap, this predates Sonic and Mega Man's World Unite. These fan animations are insane. Yeah, Sonic gets put over the edge when Sigma threatens his friends and madness ensues. The only way I can say to describe this look is extra. The fur is white like your usual modern Hyper form, with yellow edges on the tips of his spikes. And speaking of the spiked hair, it grew a bit. Kinda reminds me of Beast Gohan, actually. But his fighting style can be best described as complete fury. Sonic summons swords and guns and completely spams them while screaming bloody murder the whole way. It's so unlike Sonic at his strongest, so he doesn't just destroy Sigma, but completely annihilates him. As soon as the form is gone, the whole thing ends. Like, we were hearing Devil May Cry music, and now it's back to classic music from Sonic 3. Like, what? Oh well, this is a review of the form, not this animation. Although, this is a very insane idea. Sonic going full-on beast for all intents and purposes. No one has ever thought of an idea of a form that basically says this is Hyper but on crack. I feel that alone is overwhelming. And maybe that's the problem. Hyper is a lot more graceful in its aura and presence, while true Hyper is just extra. Too extra. So yeah, it's just good for a laugh, but I'm glad Hyper has been the apex of Sonic's forms for a long time in many other fan animations. And really, Hypersonic really is cool. The fact we almost had him in Frontiers makes me very peeved at Sega for getting in the way of what we're asking for, as usual, for no reason. I'm sure you guys know how a Sonic form works and doesn't work from watching this video. And hopefully we get to see Sonic take another cool form in his next big adventure. If not, well, we could always see what the crazy fans will come up with next. If you want me to search up more forms in the Sonic fandom, just say so in the comments below. Thanks for watching, stay safe. This is DynamiteX246, signing out.